Hi guys, it's Misty, and today we are going to be taking a look at my February bullet journal setup. So I'm not necessarily going to do one of these every month, but I am this month. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. I'll show you quickly the bullet journal so far this year, and then we'll get right into drawing out and setting up February of 2019. You want to know what's super great? The way my tripod just broke when I went to set it up for this video. So we're going to have some really weird angles in this, and I'm sorry. We're going to do this, and we're going to do a bit of the overhead handheld, so it's going to be a little shaky, so sorry about that. But we'll start off with looking at kind of what I had going on in January. I do need to go back and kind of finish some things up, but whatever. So here is our intro to this new bullet journal, and I have an index. Haven't filled out a single thing yet. Then we have sort of a year at a glance, what's happening in 2019 type of thing. This is book releases. There's a box for each month this year. Again, I haven't transferred them over. I actually do have in my old bullet journal, I have the first couple of months pretty filled out, but I just haven't taken the time to transfer them. This is why I didn't write down too many birthdays yet, because I actually do have a whole birthday spread. Here is how I'm doing my books read this year. I'm doing it as a bookshelf. I actually don't have enough room on here for everything that I read in January, so I'm debating on how I'm going to do it. Maybe continue it across the page and just have longer shelves. I don't know. Here's a social media growth tracker, which is kind of basic. Here are my kind of words of 2019. Not done, but just the first ones that I was thinking of as I was working on this, and I will continue to add them as I go. And then here was the first quote page of the year. Seemed fitting. This is where I'm going to track books that I acquired in 2019, so things I added to my shelf. I spilled some candle wax on it. Whoops. Here's my 2019 themes. I just realized that I wrote 2019 blog themes. These aren't blog themes. These are bujo themes. So the first month is birch, which you'll see soon. Month 2 is going to be roses, so we'll add that in a minute. I didn't say this in the original video, but I'm going for a botanical theme this year, so everything is going to be botanical in some way, I guess. That's the plan anyway. Here we have some video ideas and blog ideas. Not going to go into that too much. But now we get into January, which was that birch theme. So this is sort of what birch trees look like. The bark, the leaves, and the little catkins. I originally was going to do just monochrome and have everything be black and white this year, but I realized that I just can't. I don't have that in my soul. Even though I love the way it looks when other people do it, I can't do it. So instead, for January, I just did black and white and then green. Get out of here, air plants. And in February, I'm kind of not quite going monochrome, but mostly it's going to be kind of pink and peachy tones. But I'm not limiting myself. I'm not about that life. My sort of January calendar, where I wrote down some of the things that I wanted to on the blog. Didn't do them all, but you know, it happens. And then my tracker for the month. Here is the first week setup, and I really only did this once. I mostly did it to carry through the birch theme, but I've realized I don't actually like having sort of boxed out weekly schedule because I move things around too much. My schedule is too all over the place, my sleep schedule especially, and just my energy levels. So I'm constantly shifting things around, and I hate the messiness of like crossing something out or migrating the task or blah blah blah. So instead, I kind of just prefer to-do lists, and I'll do them and tackle them as I'm feeling it. But I did want to have a weekly spread because I had this idea and I wanted to do it. Here I have my daily reading log. I'm a few days behind in logging it, but I have read every day and will continue to do so. Here we have things that I had for dinner. I don't know if you care about that, but I like to kind of remember what I had. That way when I'm trying to think of meals, I can be like, what have I had recently that I liked? And go back and decide that there were some things that were excellent that I want to repeat. And then here is a kind of brain dump. I hate that term, but this is more what I'm leaning towards as far as planning out things that need to be done. Here we have some sort of books that have been sent to me that need reading and when they come out, so that I can kind of plan when to read them. And then here are some things that I need to review. I want to do sort of winter favorite meals, but I'm having a lot of overlap with my fall favorite meal, so I just haven't done that yet. And then this was for a video that may or may not be scrapped because I'm thinking about redoing it. This is for a idea that I have, and this is for a video idea that I have. Here we get some blank pages. let's get to work. So I am planning on having a cutaway page again this month, and I'm going to do roses. I did do kind of a quick sketch to remind myself if I want to do them, but I actually am going to change it up a little bit. And I'm thinking more of something like these roses, and maybe stripes. Haven't decided yet. So these roses are very easy to do. Basically, to do the cutaway, I just want to kind of figure out how much room I need over here for my calendar and my tracker, and I'm going to not use that space. So I'm actually going to draw myself a line so I don't forget. I'm not going to go over that line, and I'm actually going to freehand these instead of sketching them out with pencil and then going over it with marker. Because of the way I'm drawing them, they're going to be so loose anyway that it wouldn't really do me any good to sketch it out beforehand. So let me show you what I mean. I'm doing two different ways. The first way I'm doing this is going to be kind of drawing a little spiral that's kind of wonky in the middle. That's the center of the rose, and then going out from there into kind of expanding petal shapes. Flowers, as most things in nature, tend to grow in Fibonacci spirals, if you didn't know. So you kind of want them overlapping and typically in odd numbers. So I'm going to do a few bigger roses like this, and then I'm also going to do a few smaller roses that are just going to be like swirls. Here's what I just drew that you probably couldn't see. And then I'm also going to be doing kind of swirly things like this for a rose that just go out a little bit on the edge for a little bit of variety. Actually, let me just show you on a piece of scrap paper. Basically what I did was I started with a sort of wonky spiral in the middle that closes off, and then you just pick a point, make your first petal. Starting on that petal, make your next. Starting on that, make your next. And they really shouldn't meet in the middle. They should kind of overlap and never start in the middle. You know, pick a point on it and kind of expand out. You can get bigger. You're kind of making different petal sizes, different petal shapes. You don't have to always go completely, you know, on to the next 1, 2, 3. You know, pick a point wherever you think it looks like it needs a little something extra. Maybe it just has one peeking out. Maybe you're seeing the base of the rose a little bit more, and then there will be like leaves and, you know, a stem here or whatever. However you want to do it. And then the other one is just kind of a long spiral, and then some skinnier petals. So this is more of like a very full rose, or maybe a ranunculus. So there you go. I'm going to overlap these a ton until we end up getting something that looks like this, which is a watercolored one, or I drew another quick one and used makeup to get the tones, which I think is actually what I'm going to do. The bullet journal isn't necessarily, the paper's not ideal for watercolor, so I don't want to do watercolor. This was just more for me to figure out which color types I wanted to use, but I like the softness of using makeup, so I'm going to do that. But this is what we're going for. Now, if you're wondering what this down here is, we've got some lavender that is maybe going to be my March, because I like it. To make the leaves, you just kind of make wide dagger shape with a shaky hand. So as you're drawing that outer edge, just kind of wiggle in the pen a little bit. But I mean, honestly, make whatever kind of leaf you want. I just want to mention, because I think I forgot to, that the whole reason I made that line is because I don't want to go too far over it, but I do want to go over it some, because that's where I'm going to make my cutout that you can kind of see through to the next page. So it needs to reach that line, otherwise there's nothing to cut out. So just kind of keep that in mind if you do a cutaway page. Any of what I just said? I don't know. I'm going to say it again just in case. Basically, I'm going to be using some blushes and a stiff brush to kind of buff the color in to the rose. Not going for a flat color here. I want areas where it's darker and areas where it's lighter. Is this noise ASMR, or is this horrible? Paper scratching. I like it. do this whole thing as a talk through, this video is going to be endless because it kind of already is. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through the rest of my setup and show you bits and pieces, and then I will show you the full thing when it is all done. So let's take a look at February 2019. I did finally fill in the index, by the way. Alright, so here we have my sort of February cover page, which is a cutaway that leads into February calendar, tracker, and blog calendar. I've also got a little tracker down here for, I put self-care. It's mostly for like masks and kind of more in-depth skin and hair care. I try to do twice a week. And then I've also got a spot down here that can either be for notes or a little quote like it was last month, just whatever. And then here is the tracker and how I'm kind of making it a little easier on myself this month so I don't have to write out the numbers 28 times. I just took a marker and kind of did in every other line, which makes it easy to kind of like go across and down and figure out where you are. The next sort of 2-page spread is 2 things I want to participate in this month. So one is NaCoWriMo. They're just kind of easy envelopes where I'm going to write the name of whoever I sent something to. This is International Correspondence Writing Month is what that stands for. I'm actually making it a little easier on myself because I always fail at this, and I'm just doing weekdays. So instead of having 28 boxes, I have 20. And then I'm also doing my own little challenge again called 28 Days of Book Love, and I just made bookshelves with 28 books on them. I'm carrying through the botanical theme of this month. Next we have a kind of blog planning page and then a general to-do list page. So here is my February blog planning, reviews, TBR, things like that. And then this one will be where I just put down things that I need to get done. Again, carrying through the rose theme. And then the last spread of this month is my daily reading log. So I still have a goal of trying to read every single day. So I just did very simple, it says February reading log along the top. And then this is how I sort of divide it up so I can track things. So in pink, which is going to be the color of this month because I am a basic bitch and it is February, I have the day and the date and then the name of the book, the pages that I read, and then I also want to start tracking the time, not time of day that I read, though I used to do that, but instead the time spent. So if I read for half an hour, 45 minutes, hour and a half, whatever it may be, I want to see how much time I actually read every month. That's it. After that, you know, will just come whatever comes along in the month. I will have some other things. I already do have some other things that I want to devote pages to, some video planning ideas and things like that, but for now, that is my February. So there you have it. That's a look at the beginning, at least, of what I'm planning in February, and if I keep moving through this notebook at this rate, it's definitely not going to last me all year, which kind of a bummer, but at least I'm using up notebooks, because Lord knows I'm one of those like notebook hoarders that has to buy every cute notebook. Kimba agrees with me. I have to buy them all, and don't ever want to use them because they're cute, and I need to use them for the right thing. It's stupid. That is all for my February setup. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you have... Kimba! That's rude!
Why do it? You little jerk. You want to say hi to the internet? You just want to say hi all the time?
Oh my god, you're too heavy. Tell him. Tell him what was so important.
You don't even know. You had nothing to say.
Okay, go that way. Thank you. if you have any particular spreads that you're doing in February or that you recommend I try out, let me know in the comments. But that is all for now. Until next time, thank you guys for watching.